He's English, he's an assassin, he travels the world visiting exotic locations in fine clothing. But no, he's not James Bond. The Day of the Jackal starring Eddie Redmayne gives us a great chance to look at a similar spy aesthetic with a distinctly different character. Both in demeanour and physique, he and 007 couldn't be further apart. He's a man with a slim frame and an introverted temperament. But as a wealthy assassin and a man who wishes to blend in, he has an excellent wardrobe in both casual and formal clothes. So let's get into the good stuff right after this. Hi, I'm Michael and welcome to my channel for the love of suits. If you're new here, we try to find inspiration on how to dress well from the best dressed men on the screen. We have a new video every Wednesday and shorts throughout the week. Even before we get to take a look at the Jackal in his own work clothes, we get a preview of the clothing he's going to wear to escape, dressed as a normal businessman. This glimpse inside a suitcase shows us a sports coat, shirt and tie. We'll take a look at those in a moment, but when he's working, he wants to be unencumbered by sleeves or neckties or any fabrics at all. For this he has chosen a pair of dark grey flannel trousers and a long sleeved black turtleneck. As we can see when he moves, the fit is excellent with no looseness at all, and yet not too tight to let him move freely. Essential clothes for any hitman. Clothing is cut well from fine fabrics and fits to perfection. There are no unnecessary designs, logos or flourishes to signify quality other than the clothing itself. Those in the know will know. But the quality does speak for itself. Redmayne's character is meticulous in every detail in his life and work, whether planning a hit or getting dressed. And in a subtle tip of the hat to 007, he's wearing an Omega Seamaster watch on his wrist, the watch of choice for James Bond since 1995. Escaping the shooting site, he wishes to remain as inconsequential as possible and dresses in a dark brown overcoat with a hoodie underneath and a baseball cap. If you wish to dress as one of the crowd and render yourself invisible, then a hoodie is your best friend. So I don't recommend ever wearing one of these if you wish to dress like an adult who means business and does not fear being noticed. Although I have to say, I do like that long brown overcoat. However, for his escape route, he may run into the police or other authorities searching for a gunman, so he has to dress up as a convincing businessman who doesn't raise any suspicions. For this he dons the clothing we got a peek at earlier in the suitcase. He's wearing a denim shirt, which is a perfectly respectable dress shirt these days. A dark red or burgundy necktie to complement the blue. It's a classic combination that works well to stand out without being ostentatious. Over that he has thrown on a grey tweed sports coat. And he's wearing a pair of grey trousers. Apart from the necktie, his colour palette is very low key. He doesn't want to stand out too much, but unlike the hoodie, he does want to look like a presentable and respectable gentleman. When it's time to travel internationally again, dressed for the cold, he throws on a classic pea coat. This is an excellent and popular short casual jacket for cold weather. Usually navy in colour, it is thick wool double-breasted large lapel jacket, and it originates from a design for sailors. It's one of those items I can't believe I don't already own. And that's a hell of a suitcase he has, to fit all those clothes in and a rifle. I think we should all own one of those for travelling. The suitcase. He has landed back home in the hot climate of southern Spain. We see him wear a very fine threaded textured light sand coloured suit. It's a 2-button slim fit suit with notched lapels and despite the heat slightly structured shoulders. But he is British after all. He's wearing a light blue shirt with what looks like a navy grenadine necktie. This is another nod to James Bond who frequently wore grenadine neckties. It's an open weave necktie suitable for hot weather. And he's wearing flat pants. The fabric he's wearing would be a tropical weight wool. This would be extremely lightweight and breathable to deal with the heat of the local climate. One mistake men with narrow shoulders often make is to wear clothes in an attempt to beef up their shoulders. Either wearing a jacket that's 1 or 2 sizes too big, or wearing one with extra padding in the shoulders. This does not work, and usually makes the wearer look juvenile. In other words, you look like you borrowed your father's jacket. Embrace your own body and dress it up to make the best of it. Do not try to work against your physique, or your clothes will not hide your build. This goes for all men, whether you are skinny or large. This works very well for Eddie Redmayne, who embraces his slim body and looks fabulous with well-fitted clothes. If you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and the notifications button while you're at it. It really helps the channel. And check out our comments section, we have a great community growing there. Keeping it cool in the hot climate of his home in Cadiz, he has on the ultimate shirt for anywhere near the equator. A beige lightweight linen shirt with an unstructured collar. It's extremely breathable and necessary if you're going to spend any time outdoors in the heat, or in any situation where you may be sweating. The earlier suit he had on is fine for the climate, as long as you spend most of your time indoors. As he readies to travel north, Eddie dons a very casual yet smart wardrobe for travel. A pair of white chinos and brown suede shoes. On top, underneath his brown suede jacket, he has on a white heavy knit polo and a cravat. This may seem a little over the top for where he lives, But if you live near the ocean and you're travelling in an open-top car, it can be quite cool no matter what the climate is. And he's dressed for heading into a slightly cooler climate, on top of which the neutral colour palette he has chosen will help him feel and look more at ease. Although the Jackal's colour palette in general is extremely limited, being either dark greys or earth tones, at the same time he makes great use of the colour palette with different tones within the range. The only big splash of colour we've seen so far has been one dark red tie. But if you look back so far at all of his wardrobe, it in no way seems limited, and at no time does anything clash. There is a lot to be learned from keeping a limited colour palette in your wardrobe. The recent video I dropped on Jeremy Irons in the movie Damage wearing a long black overcoat went viral, and it's no surprise. Both he and the coat look amazing. And I'm glad long coats are popular once again after years of above the knee coats. And while I'm a fan, I own one myself, Eddie Redmayne has come to relieve us all of the illusion that overcoats must be black. He's wearing a fabulous long beige overcoat. It's quiet luxury all the way from his shoulders to past his knees in a fine wool textured weave. It's a double-breasted piece with strong shoulders, large peak lapel and flat pockets. It will keep you warm in the winter but not look too chunky. Its silhouette is long and slim, and you don't have to be Eddie Redmayne to achieve this look. A beige overcoat is a classic, and he has matched it with black clothing underneath, which is a timeless look. A low-key navy and red scarf acts as a buffer between the two. And of course the fedora is a masterful touch. Thankfully these days you can get a below-the-knee beige overcoat almost anywhere. From under $100 to over $2,000 depending on your budget. Here we see that brown suede jacket again, this time with dark trousers. Suede is an excellent option for men who aren't sure about wearing leather. It's far more flexible, as you can wear with very casual wardrobe or even a smart casual wardrobe. A leather jacket would be less adaptable. So investing money in good suede jacket would be money well spent. However, having said that, faux suede is very cheap and looks quite convincing. So if you want to try it out, you wouldn't have to spend too much money to see if it works for you. On the other hand, fake leather never looks good or convincing and ages very poorly. Dressed for a cool breeze on a yacht, Eddie wears a light knit beige turtleneck sweater under a beige Macintosh coat. Macs, named after the man who invented them, are a lightweight water-resistant coat for cool weather when you're expecting rain. They will protect you nicely against cool breezes and light rain, but won't do much for severe weather. But their lightweight will allow you to move freely and look casual and well dressed at the same time. Well, once again, while Eddie shows off his extensive wardrobe as the Jackal, he's sticking to those neutral colours. And the Jackal is back in black, beige. No wonder AC/DC rejected that as a song title. But in Eddie's case, he wears it well. However, it's easy to appear washed out when wearing all light neutral colours such as beige. To avoid this error, take a look at his full ensemble. The shirt is light but with slightly darker pants. The belt is a strong brown and the shoes too, and the brown cravat creates 3 darker bands at the top, middle and bottom of his figure. This helps to strengthen his look while not having to introduce any crazy colours into the mix. Well played. So how do you feel about Eddie Redmayne's look as an angular assassin? Can he hold up a candle to Bond when it comes to his style? Let me know in the comments as usual. Thanks for watching to the end, really appreciate it, and I'll see you next week with a new video.